Hello everyone, I'm Bromeo and welcome to Fantastic Flanks and Where to Find Them, Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, don't worry, I've put a link in the description below and another at the end of this video. Alrighty, kicking things off this time with WATCHPOINT Gibraltar. Here we have a cliffside flank at the very end of the map, perfect for those last offensive payload pushes. So, how to do it. Before heading up the main strip towards the last payload corner, you'll see some stairs leading up to your left. What you want to do is head up those stairs, jump off, and begin positioning your movement abilities around the sides on the left hand side. You will land at the very end of this payload map, hopefully leaving the opposing team completely oblivious and securing you some crucial kills. Of course, like a lot of these flanks, it's possible to complete them with a variety of heroes. However, pulling off this flank without accidentally falling can be difficult depending on your choice of hero. This flank is obviously very easy to complete with heroes with high maneuverability like Pharah and D.Va. But, while possible, become a little more difficult on heroes like Genji and Reaper, which require additional setup jumps, rock climbing, and in some cases wall scaling in order to complete. It's also possible to complete this flank on heroes with less conventional movement techniques. However, I personally wouldn't recommend doing so. Next up, we have the devilishly sneaky submarine flank on King's Row. This flank is at the end of the payload run and works wonders for both an offensive and defensive team. So how do we pull it off? From the defensive point of view, the point of entry to this flank is just outside the left-hand spawn room door. Begin by heading straight out, however rather than avoiding the gap, you want to fall down and activate your movement ability to steer yourself towards the exit on the other side. With a bit of luck and good timing, you'll be in position to mow down some unsuspecting enemies. When coming from the opposite direction, or attacking, you can do the exact same flank in reverse by entering the hole on the opposite side to begin with, this time exiting close to the spawn room at the end of the map. This allows some pretty fantastic opportunities to get some critical kills and push the payload the last few meters to victory. Finally, Dorado, with what we call the waterfront flank. This flank, like King's Row, works both offensively and defensively with several methods of completion, ranging from difficulty and ability usage. Firstly, let's look at how this works from the defensive viewpoint. When coming out of the large building at the end of the map, if you head left, you'll see some stairs lead to a pathway circling the last payload checkpoint. Instead of following the path, you want to line yourself up with the smallest building and jump right over the roof. With a hop, skip and a jump, you'll be nearing the beginning of the payload path. This works in the opposite direction and can be used by the offensive team to get behind enemy lines and secure a few kills. Simply head right from the first spawn room and scale the red walled building. Once on the roof, jump across to the yellow building in front of you. In some cases, this may require to use additional movement abilities to make the gap. From there, scale the wall and clear the roof using your movement abilities. And just like that, you're at the last payload checkpoint. As previously mentioned, there are alternative ways of completing this flank path that don't require you to scale the building, but rather bypass the building by going around the side. This allows for it to be completed by heroes with different movement abilities, but be careful, if you mess up, you will land off the map. Finally, I'll leave you with a little bonus flank that works as an alternative path between the first and second quadrants of Dorado. Here we start in quadrant 2, simply scale this wall, and there you have it. Back to quadrant 1. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of our Fantastic Flank series. Once again, if you haven't checked out part 1, please do so. If you want to see more videos from us, please like, favorite, comment and subscribe. It means a great deal to us. Thanks, and that's the game.